guys, welcome to Metabolism Tune-Up Live Coaching. Today is July 26th, and today we are talking about food fear and weight fear. And maybe that is actually keeping you stuck. So maybe the fear of food, the fear of gaining weight, the fear of being overweight is actually what's preventing you from losing weight if you feel stuck. So that's what we're going to dive into. So I'm going to read some questions, and I want you to see if you identify with any of these. Okay. Do you feel tense or anxious before, during, or after eating? When you eat, do you feel anxious and tense? Do you label foods as either good or bad, and does that affect your choices? Do you avoid certain foods not because of an allergy, but because you're afraid they will make you gain weight? Do you ever feel like you messed up for eating a normal or full meal? Do you constantly think about how to burn off or make up for what you ate? Do you feel guilty when you eat something that's off the plan? If the scale goes up, does it ruin your day? And do you base your self-worth on your body weight or size? So a lot of us are actually doing this. I think that probably you could identify with at least one of those questions. And why does this happen? Like, why are we experiencing this anxiety, this fear over food, over gaining weight, over our body size? And a lot of it comes from diet culture. So diet culture in the last couple decades has trained you to see hunger as a good thing. It praises people for shrinking down. It's taught you to associate worth with your weight. And if you're overweight, you're not worth as much. And because of all that, it's made you not trust your body and your hunger cues. And also, the culture is tempting you with processed, highly palatable foods that disconnect you from your body and being able to sense your hunger cues. So we're constantly bombarded with messages about being skinny, and on the other hand, eating all of this food. So it's just this like chaotic landscape where it's, like there's all this food that looks so good and you want to eat it, and then you feel guilty because you think that it's going to make you gain weight. So I want to just address this whole concept of being afraid of food and how we associate our worth with, our size. So there's a book called The Secret. And in this book, one of the concepts is talking about how, your thoughts create your reality. Okay, so what you think about most is actually what you're going to pull into your life. And you can probably see this in the lives of other people. Like if you know a really negative person, they're always thinking about negative things, they pull more negative things into their life. Or if you know a very positive person, good things are always happening to them. So that kind of showcases how this concept works. What you think about, you're actually pulling that into your life. So if you're afraid of food, then your body is not going to be able to utilize it as well as it could. Or if you're afraid of gaining weight, you're actually going to cause your body to gain weight because you're thinking about gaining weight. Or if you're thinking about how you're overweight and how you want to lose this weight and you're unhappy with where you are, you're actually keeping yourself stuck because you are thinking about that. And your thoughts are actually what it generates sort of this vibrational frequency, and it's keeping you stuck in this certain level. Whereas, so counter to that is if you focus on what you want, if you focus on how you want to be, if you focus on positive thoughts toward food, positive thoughts toward your body, you are going to match your thoughts. So wherever your thoughts are, if they're down here, your body's going to go down to that level. If your thoughts are up here, your body's going to rise to that level. And I don't know if you are aware of the idea of the law of attraction, but that's what this book is based on. The law of whatever you think about most, you're going to attract that into your life. And so if you're constantly thinking about food is bad, and if I eat this, if I overeat, I'm going to gain weight, or I want to lose this 15 pounds, that alone could be keeping you stuck because your thoughts are attracting that to you. So what you can do instead is focus on your ideal body. You can focus on gratitude toward food, gratitude toward your body, love and appreciation for food and for your body, because that's going to raise your thoughts, and that will essentially help you to achieve that. And in a scientific way, so this is backed by science because it has a correlation to stress. So I want to just talk about how that works. So we talked about how your thoughts can create your reality. What you think about, you create more of. And why this happens is you're creating different hormones in your body. So if you're thinking about love and gratitude and happiness, you are creating oxytocin, serotonin, dopamine, which is going to help your whole body work the way it's supposed to work. But if you're thinking about fear and anxiety and like unhappy, you're unhappy with where you're at, you're creating cortisol, which basically creates chaos in your body, and it prevents your body from working the way that it's supposed to work. So when you're not thinking in a positive way, you're actually having higher cortisol, which puts your metabolism in chaos. Your food can't be absorbed properly, and more of that food could be stored as fat, all because of your thoughts, because of what you're thinking about food, what you're thinking about your body, and having sort of a low energy state around food in your body. So what we need to do, we need to think about what we want, not think about what we don't want. We don't want to think about, oh, that food is going to make me bloated, or that food is going to make me gain weight, that food is going to do this or that. And to an extent, we want to be eating whole foods, okay? Processed foods are also a very low vibrational state food. It's okay once in a while, it's okay to have that, but we want to think about, we want to focus on what we want to have happen with our body. So we want, imagine the image of yourself that you want to achieve. And you should actually, have a picture of yourself when you felt your best, and look at that every single day. And think about where you're going, and be grateful that you're going to achieve it. And then, so how this works is, so the law of attraction works is, you think about what you want, then you practice gratitude for already achieving it. So the gratitude part's really important because it starts making those hormones, serotonin, oxytocin, and dopamine. And then you are open to receive the solutions of how to get there, how to get to that body, because you may feel at a loss, like you don't know how to get that. You've been trying in your own strength and in your own might, and it's not working. So there's something you're missing. So what you need to do is be open to receive the exact answers that you need for your body, because your body is different from anybody else's body. And then you wait with gratitude and anticipation of the answers, and you will be amazed at how this works. So you want to imagine your body lean and strong. Okay, so we don't want to be skinny, but strong and lean. You want to practice gratitude for being strong and lean, and then being open to receive the solutions and the answers. And then what you need to do, because you're going to start getting these intuitive hits, you're going to start getting ideas, and you need to take what's called inspired action on those ideas. So maybe you need to forget everything that you've learned. Maybe you're told to, maybe your body is craving a certain kind of food, but it doesn't make sense, and you've been ignoring that signal. So you really want to get quiet and really listen to your body and have time away and shut off social media and shut off all of the experts that are telling you what to do, and think about, when did you feel the best in your life, and what were you doing at that time? For me, when I felt the best in my life was when I was super excited about everything that was happening for me. I didn't count calories, I was listening to my hunger cues, and there were times where there were certain times where I was super hungry, and the only thing that would satisfy it was a Snickers bar. And so I would eat a Snickers bar, even though that was not That's a processed food. It's full of sugar. But for me, my body needed that at certain times. And so like I listened to my body, and I would eat that Snickers bar, and I was still losing weight. And that was like when I was transforming my body. So you really have to think about, like, what does your body need? If you're having a lot of cravings, so there's difference between cravings and like hunger. And you have to know the difference. Cravings is like you're just like snacky, you want to eat something. Hunger is like you can kind of feel it in your muscles and your entire body. Maybe you have brain fog. And so you need to really understand the cues that your body is giving you. Are you feeling hunger, or are you feeling snacky? Because if you're feeling snacky, you might need water, you might need protein. If you're feeling hunger, you need like food, and maybe you don't, and maybe your body is needing a lot of food. And there's a lot of merit to like actually eating a big meal and feeling really satisfied, because that sends really good signals to your metabolism. So we have to get really in tune with our body. We have to forget everything that we were taught, and you have to listen to what your body needs. And that's when you take inspired action. So, or maybe you hear something and you're like, you know what, that really resonates with me, I need to do that. Or, maybe you realize like, I'm just so stressed out, I just need like a whole month off, which is what I did lately. I basically pared everything down that I possibly could, and I took as much time off of work and thinking as I possibly could, and it was amazing what it did for my, just like my energy, my mindset, my metabolism. So what you need to do, let's just recap what you need to do with your food fear, is instead of worrying about, is this food gonna hurt me? Is this food gonna make me gain weight? We wanna practice gratitude like this. Every time I eat, I'm getting leaner and stronger. Everything I eat is getting me to my ideal body weight. I can eat whatever I want, and I'm getting closer to my ideal body weight. So those are the kind of thoughts we need to have. And we need to visualize and think about the person that we want to be. And you don't need to know how to get there, but you need to be grateful for already achieving that. And then you let the universe or God bring you the solutions and the answers. And then when you get that like goosebump kind of feeling, then you take inspired action and you act on that, okay? So do what your body wants you to do, release and surrender, and eat what your body is telling you to eat. So again, we want to reframe. Everything that I eat is making me leaner and stronger, instead of, I hope I don't gain weight from eating this. I hope I don't get bloated. Or I can eat whatever I want and I'm always my perfect weight. I'm going to practice gratitude for every bite, even food that you feel guilty about eating. Practice gratitude that you have that food, that you are blessed to have an abundance of food. And then listen to your body's cues and imagine every single bite nourishing your body. So I hope that made sense. There's some really big concepts in here that I kind of glossed over, but if you're interested, I would get the book called The Secret by Rhonda Byrne and really take it to heart. I think that it's going to help you like really reconsider how maybe the fear of food and the fear of gaining weight has actually been keeping you stuck this whole time, or it's been preventing healing. So just like chew on that and have food for thought. And I would love to know what your thoughts are on this. I'd love to know what you think about this. I'd love to know if you've tried it and how it worked for you. Okay, so, but above all, let's release this fear over food and fear over weight gain. And let's practice thinking about what we want instead of what we don't want, okay? All right, guys, I hope that was helpful, and we'll see you next week.